No one knew how long this house had stood by the dusty country road. Some said it was built in the early 20th century, but it had been abandoned for decades. The old Victorian mansion, with its peeling paint, cracked windows, and a porch buried under fallen leaves, looked as if it had been left in a hurry. And that was true. One night, a family moved in, a young couple with their 8-year-old son. They were among the few who had never heard the terrifying stories about this place. Their first night was peaceful. Their second night was not.
Chapter 1. Whispers in the Walls.
Josh, the young son of the Harris family, was the first to notice something strange. At night, he thought he heard someone walking in the hallway, and muffled whispers came from behind the walls. He tried telling his parents, but they dismissed it as his imagination. However, by the third night, the house had grown louder. The noises became clearer. Someone knocking on the pipes, whispers turning into muffled cries, and dark stains forming on the ceiling of Josh's room. One night, he woke up feeling someone stroking his hair. He turned around, but no one was there. The curtains swayed as if someone had pulled them back, yet there was no draft. A shadow flickered in the mirror, but when Josh turned, his room was empty.
Chapter 2. They know we are here.
Josh's parents began noticing odd occurrences. Doors opening on their own, water from the taps running black, and an old radio playing phrases that could not have been on the air. "They know we are here," a woman's voice whispered through the static before the radio fell silent. One evening, Mrs. Harris was cleaning the basement when she heard scratching behind the wall. She assumed it was mice, but when she knocked, the sound repeated from the other side, as if someone was answering. Then the wall trembled and words slowly appeared, as if being carved from within. "Help us." Panicking, she ran upstairs, but the basement door slammed shut behind her with a deafening thud.
Chapter 3. The Forgotten.
In the town's archives, Mr. Harris found an old newspaper clipping. In 1954, a family of 4 had mysteriously disappeared from the house. The only surviving daughter had been visiting a friend that night. When the police arrived, they found only empty rooms and the word "forgotten" scratched into the basement wall. That same night, Josh woke up to a voice whispering, "Can you hear us?" He looked around and saw a dark figure standing in the corner. It didn't move, but its eyes glowed faintly in the darkness. At that moment, his door slammed shut, and his screams woke his parents. They rushed in, but Josh was not alone. Behind him stood a tall, shadowy figure, its face twisted in a silent scream.
Chapter 4. Consumed.
The parents tried to grab their son and run, but the walls of the house began to shift. Hallways stretched, the staircase vanished, and doors melted away, leaving nothing but solid walls. They ran in terror, but the house seemed to change its shape, blocking every exit. Hands began to emerge from the floor, grabbing their legs, skin, and hair. Echoing screams filled the house. The last thing Josh heard before his world was swallowed in complete darkness was a voice whispering, "Now you are part of us." The house fell silent once more. By morning, it stood just as abandoned as before. But if one got close enough, they could hear faint whispers coming from within. Years later, when a new family moved in, their 8-year-old daughter woke up in the middle of the night. The room was dark, but she felt someone watching her. Then from behind the wall came a familiar whisper, "Can you hear us?"